Good morning, people. We're out and about in the world. It's super early, and I wanted to show you that we're at the bus stop right now, as you can see right over here. This is the bus lane, and because there's so many apartments around here, they just park straight in the bus lane, so there's nowhere for the bus to park. It's pretty crazy. So we're starting our morning. Let's go to a wet market. It's a little fishy. Really? Yeah, it's not that fishy. Yeah, very fishy. I've been back from our little adventure this morning for about 3 hours now, and I have some leftover pineapple cores that I need to use up because we've been eating pineapple but haven't used cores yet. And I generally chop my pineapple cores really small and then put them in some kind of cooking dish, like sweet and savory Asian type dish. We have these Japanese gyoza wrappers because I wanted dumplings. I wanted like steamed dumplings or boiled dumplings really badly, and so we bought those. And while I do that, I was going to talk you through my day a little bit. First off, I want to say that the Malaysian people are just so welcoming. Asians in general it's thundering because it's monsoon season here in Malaysia, and I don't think I've mentioned that yet, but it rains. I think one day since we've been here it didn't rain that we noticed, but it rains every single day, especially in the afternoons, and it's like 4 or 5 o'clock, rainy monsoon season here in Malaysia. So if you hear the thunder, sorry. I want to say the Malaysian people are just some of the most welcoming people. That's why I love Asia so much, is that the hospitality in Asia is really top notch. Like, I try to be very respectful of what I'm filming. I'm newer at this anyways. It makes me uncomfortable filming people, but these people are just so welcoming. They like want to be filmed. Once they know they're being filmed, they like put on a show for me, which is just absolutely insane. This one guy danced, and he was already dancing, but then I got to the camera and then he like really put on a show, which was real fun. They want to say hi to the camera, they want to say good morning or afternoon or whatever, and so it's really cool. They just are welcoming and aren't overly restrictive like I would be. I'd be like, you want to put me on camera? No, no, no. Now it might be a little different because I'm on camera all the time and I don't think I would care as much, but used to, I just living my life, no, I don't want to be on your film camera or whatever. And so to have people so welcoming and open to that is just totally crazy to me. I'm gonna make a little soy sauce dip for our dumplings. I'm gonna do some onion and ginger in there. Yen's been complaining about how much garlic I've been using, so I'm not gonna put my garlic in raw into our dumpling dip, like dumpling sauce, but I'm gonna put some ginger and onion. Also, we got new onions. They're Pakistani this time, so hopefully our Pakistani onions will be better than the other ones. So we were expecting to go to a wet market today, but it did not end up being a wet market, which was very disappointing. We think we know where one wet market is now, which is by where Yin used to live. So we're gonna try to do that at a later date, but it just ended up being a normal market. We got to see some really cool things. Like I mentioned, the lady who filmed for me, she was cooking this thing called papilla, which is kind of like a spring roll wrapper. Of course, you see all the raw chicken and all the raw meat, which is very normal here. Raw meat doesn't really faze me now, and I don't eat it, so I don't really care that it's there because I don't have to worry about how fresh it is because I'm not eating it in the first place. We got there and we walked around the market a little bit, saw what it was. We thought there would be also a food court there, but there really wasn't. It was just a small little food court. Malaysia has so many different food court areas, which was actually in the last vlog. It will be in there. You can just choose so many different types of cuisines. We got a soup today with tapioca noodles. I think Yin said they call them like rat tails because they're very interesting shaped noodles. And it had fish balls in there and fish cake and some seaweed kind of stuff in there. It was very delicious. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of the fish balls. That is the one thing I think everybody should be eating Asian cuisine all the time. I think Asian cuisine is one of the top-notch cuisines that's ever been invented in the world. The rest of my onions in the pan. Also, I have no recipe. I am not a recipe type person. I just make things up as I go. If it turns out bad, it turns out bad. If it doesn't, great. Most of my food I cook doesn't turn out bad. So I think I'm doing a decent job. It may not be the best thing in the world, but it's not the worst. So we got the soup, and I even like the fish cake today, which isn't my favorite thing in the world. That's really the only thing in Asian cuisine that sometimes bothers me is fishy stuff, because I grew up in a landlocked place. So we're not really used to fishy things per se. Oh, one thing I missed, which is really funny, is how we had to get there. We had to cross like a major highway. It was one of the worst crossings I've ever had because it was so many different crossings and people zipping around us. It was not the best, let me just tell you. We had to do that, so we probably will not be doing that again because it wasn't worth the safety of going across that highway ever again. And people do it all the time here, but that doesn't mean it's safe. The mosque is now prayer time. So if you hear other noises in the background, it's prayer time. The mosque is probably a 5 or 10 minute walk away from us, but it's not very loud. When we were in the Middle East, the mosque were all around you. Like on Fridays, they would have full sermons over the intercoms. Here, I've never heard a sermon on the intercom and they're not that loud. Like I could barely hear it. It doesn't really wake me up at night. So to me, this isn't that bad. We were hoping to find like fruits and vegetables or something at the market that was cheaper, but the markets here don't tend to be cheaper than the supermarkets, which is actually very disappointing because I would rather support a local person than a supermarket. But when the prices are double sometimes of what you pay in the supermarket, it's hard to justify that a little bit. But after we got done with the markets, we went to a supermarket that we hadn't been to before. It was okay. It seemed like it had some cheaper pricing. It seems more like Malaysian, a lower standard than the really nice grocery stores sometimes we have around here. It was a little bit cheaper than our normal grocery store in some prices, but they were out of so much stuff that it was just kind of annoying. I told Yen, I was like, we have to stop buying grains and starch and rice and stuff. We have brought like 30 pounds of rice, 7 pounds of rice noodles, 2 pounds of pasta, and 9 packets of ramen, and lots of potatoes. We bought so many potatoes now. So I'm like, we have to stop buying those type products until we are out of our rice and and we go through it really fast, but I finally put a squash on it because I was like, we have to stop that. So that was about our morning. It was a little bit more disappointing, not as fun as we were hoping, but you can't always have everything you want in life. We rode back on the bus. The bus driver, I think recognizes us now. He gets so excited every time we get on the bus. I do remember seeing one white guy on the street. He was also walking, and that's the only white person I think I remember seeing since I've been here, and it's been a couple weeks now. People aren't obviously used to seeing white people. People aren't really used to seeing white people, and so they think Yen is a local because she's Asian and she's Chinese descent. So they think Yen's local and I'm just with the local girl. The bus driver recognizes us. He gets excited whenever we get on the bus. It's cute. So I wanted to show you the pineapple core. Obviously it's like very hard and fibrous. So I try to cut it up in just little tiny chunks. Because we eat so much fruits and vegetables, I try really not to waste a lot. I try to get rid of as little possible as I can when I'm eating. And so cores actually taste really good. They're just kind of hard and fibrous. And so there's really no reason not to eat the cores besides that. So if I cook them and put them in something, it's like that sweet salty of Asian cooking. That's what I get all the pineapples. And so I just put it in with my garlic and ginger and onions and saute it down. It's really nice flavor. So you should give it a try if you never have. It's just a way to use the entire pineapple besides the skin. I haven't figured out how to use the skin yet. I'm gonna open the door to the kitchen and turn on the air conditioner because I'm sweating now. I say that in so many vlogs, but we just live in hot places. So, and I'm gonna cook a little, finish up, and then I'll show you the process of making the dumplings. I'll also use the core of the cabbage. My pot's I'll use the core of the cabbage as well. Probably in a soup or something because I like to cook it down because it is actually hard. I'll just chop off the bottom, chop all the way through. It's just a hard core. I'll use that as well. So there's a slight flaw in my plan of making the dumpling filling and then filling the dumplings and eating right away, because it turns out you can't put hot stuff into a dumpling filling right away. So we put this in the freezer, but this is my filling. It's carrots, cabbage. In addition to my base, I put soy sauce and a baby bit of gochujang just to give it some flavor. And now I'm going to try to fill these dumpling wrappers. We'll see what happens. I don't know how, but I might have Yen give me a lesson. Here's my first one. I made up my own shape, which I'm pretty excited about. Yen didn't really have to help me, so that was good. I just need to make sure I get all the air out because I think we're going to kind of boil them. And so I want to make sure they do not come open. But let's make one together maybe. I have my little wrapper. Another error is that I don't think my filling is as small as it needs to be. So, oops. Because I think it would just like compact better. Normally, obviously, they would put meat in these, so. Although, I mean, there's lots of vegetarian ones. So there's my beginning shape with all my air out of it, hopefully. And then we can make another one like she wanted to do. She was gonna fold the ends, so I'm gonna put a little water right there. Fold the ends, and then they sit nicely in the pan as well. There we go. I love dumplings so much. I'm excited. Okay, here's our first round. We're gonna have like 3 rounds. I don't know how many this is. 30. There's 10 here, and another how many ever. So there's probably 25 to 30 of them. Let's try them out. Gosh, I love dumplings so much. Yen said they'd be good for soup dumplings because they actually stayed together really well. They did pretty well. We only had a couple that burst. Well, one really on the plate that burst. Not perfect, but I don't care. Oh. Well, we have to try our dipping sauce. Here's our dipping sauce that you can't see. But. Oh. Guys. Okay. When we went to that food court and got dumplings, the lady, she had whatever sauce she had. I don't know what it was, but soy sauce base, maybe a little fish sauce with ginger in it, and that's what I did just now with onion and ginger. Do that. It brings such good flavor. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna finish watching the rest of my dumplings, then I'm gonna go eat dinner, and I think I'm gonna bring you all back tomorrow because I'm gonna do a few things in the kitchen, and I have a fun tofu thing that we bought today at the market that I'm gonna try tomorrow. So I'll see y'all in the morning.